Hello, you are welcome to today's workshop. We are about kicking off now. This workshop series is an invitation to the bigger workshop, which is machine learning, modeling, and deployment. So, this series is to give us the background knowledge about Python. This particular series is only on Python list. Stay tuned to the end for today's workshop. Good evening, everyone. We are starting up immediately. Today is the day 2 of the workshop, working with data list. Okay, in data science and in computing, data is the most crucial thing we cannot do without. So today, we'll be looking at list data structure in Python. So what is a list? A Python list is an ordered mutable collection of objects. When we say mutable, we mean changeable, which means that a list, objects in a list can change. It is also ordered, meaning it is ordered sequentially. So let us just kick off and see how we can create a list. So I'm starting up my Python shell. Okay, all today's work will be done on Python shell. All right, I'm creating a list now. So let us say the name of the list is called persons. Let us use the just PS. Persons equals to list. We create, this is an empty list. A square bracket without anything inside is an empty list. So what are the contents of the list? I will say maybe John. So these are lists of human beings. And each of the elements in the list is also an object. Mary. Maybe we have the last one as Paul. So if I press enter now, that is a list assigned to a reference variable, persons. So if I want to see the content of the list, I will just say print, then persons. Remember, I will not put it in quotes, because persons now is serving as a variable. So if I press enter, see the content of the list. So that is just how to create a list. The next thing now is indexing. When we say indexing, what do we mean? Indexing means that each of the elements of the list has a subscript, a number we can use to access it. That's why we say that a list is ordered. We access elements of the list based on the order. So for instance, I want to access the first element of the list, which is John. Then the index value of John is 0. Mary is 1. Paul is 2. So for me to access John, I just type, let us use our word print. Then I put my persons, then put my open and close brackets. Now inside this open and close bracket, we can put the index value, which is 0. So if I press enter now, I will see John. So John is the first element of the list. So if I want to access the second element, all I need to do is to change it to 1. I will press enter. Okay. Even if I can as well type persons, even without a print, let us see how it will behave. You see, that's the issue now. Why is the error? Because I didn't put persons. I misspelled it. So if that's number 2 means the third person, counting from 0 to 1 and 2 and 3. So that is how to access elements of the list. The next thing, we see what we call negative indexing. You can see access element of the list from behind the list. So if, for instance, I have a list of persons like this, let us add more. So these are the list of objects. Remember, person as is persons, the reference variable is an object. We call it the list object. Why each element of the list is still an object. In fact, in Python, everything is seen as an object. Even your numbers, your strings, they are all objects. So this is the list. Persons. Now the next thing I want to do, I want to access the last element of this list. All I need to do, I just say print. If I put -1, once you put -1, even if the list is has up to 100 elements, the last element will be picked, will be accessed. So if I press enter now, it is Susan. So that's how to access last element of the list. The next thing we shall enter is what we call slicing. Like, slicing means it allows us to select a range of objects in a list. So for instance, if I say PSN variable, now persons, I pick 1, column 6. So what can actually index in list means it can only be integer or slice. The only thing we can use as index for list objects is integers or slice. So when we use integers, we use them to access elements of the list, as we did here. We use integer here to access the first element of the list. But here, we are now using slice. Okay, this means start from the first element, which is 1, and stop at the 6th element, excluding 6. So if I do this now, it will start from Mary. Mary is 1. It will add Paul, which is 2, add Smith, which is 3, add Hector, which is 4, add Mary, Rose, which is 5. Then Susan, which is 6, will be excluded. So it will start from the beginning, which is 1, and exclude the last one, which is 6. So if I press enter and now say print PSN, it will show me from Mary to Rose. That is from 1 to 6, excluding that 6th position. So that is what we mean by slicing. Okay. Now at times, one can still want to add a step index. Step index means, for instance, I want to access each step 2 of the list. Okay, if I put this like this, it means start from the first element, stop at indexes, jump every 2 elements. So it will pick Mary, jump Paul, pick Smith, jump Hector, then pick Rose. So that is the meaning. So if I now say print, we see Mary, Smith, and then Rose. Then the next thing we can use in indexing is leaving out the first and the stop value. So if I do it like this, it simply means take every element in steps of 2. So if we start from John, which is 1, that is the first element, which is 0, it will jump Mary, it will pick 2, jump Smith, pick Hector, jump Rose, and pick Susan. So it will pick all of them, but in steps of 2. So if I press enter now, and now say print this, it will start from John and stop at Susan. So these are the ways we can select range of objects in a list. Okay, now when we go for break, I would like you to do exercise 2.7 and exercise 2.8. Now, the next thing we shall look at is slicing negative index. So if I say something like this, -5, and then -2. Remember, once we say minus, this -5 is the start value from the last element. Then -2 is the stop value also from the last element. So which means -5 means this is -1, Susan, Rose is -2, Hector is -3, Smith is -4, Paul is -5. So it will start from Paul, which is 5, Smith is 4, Hector is 3, Rose is 2, then excluding that 2. So if I press now and press print, it will stop at Hector. 2 means Rose, but remember 2 is always excluded, whether it is negative indexing or positive indexing. Now, the next thing we shall look into is mutating. When we say mutating a list, we simply means, okay, somebody is on the list, is waiting. It simply means changing. Remember we said a list is an ordered, mutable collection of objects. Ordered, mutable, which means it is ordered, it can be changed, all right? So we can change the contents of a list. How do we do that? Again, we use the subscripts, the indexing. So if I say now, persons, let us try and change the second person in the list. If I say persons 2 equals to, remember what we have so far is from John to Susan. That is what is in the list so far. All these things we are doing here, we are slicing and assigning them to PSN. So the list of persons still remains. In fact, let me show you. If I say persons, you see it is still intact from John to Mary. Now, if I want to change any element of the list, I can say persons. Let us change the second element to, I can now say equals to, let us give it something like Cindy. Cindy. So if I press enter now, we have changed this second element, which is the third element, which is Paul, to Cindy. So if I print, sorry, if I put persons again, I see that we have changed Paul to Cindy. That is how to change elements of a list. We have finished slicing, we have finished indexing, we have finished mutation. We are going to growing and shrinking. A list can grow, it can shrink. And that is one of the things that makes Python powerful. Unlike array. In fact, list and array, they are the same thing. List in other languages, they use array in place of list in other languages. But Python has made its own list to be dynamic. Unlike other languages where array are static, meaning that once you declare an array to contain maybe 7 elements, that 7 elements of the array will always be 7 elements. It can never exceed that number, all right? Although Python has a library we can use to manipulate array, which is called NumPy, but we shall get there as we proceed, in the workshop ahead. So, but now, list is dynamic. It can grow, it can shrink. Now, how do we add to this list? So assuming I want to add more elements to the list, what do I do?